Hey, I'm Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and hi, I'm Josh. I'm also an addict. Today is July 15th, and we will be reading out of Just for Today. So, relations with others. We made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Step 8. All human beings struggle with self-centeredness. The chronic self-centeredness that lies at the very core of addiction makes that struggle doubly difficult for people like us. Many of us have lived as if we believed we were the last people on earth, utterly blind to the effect our behavior has had on those around us. The 8th step is the process our program has given us to honestly examine our past relationships. We take a look at the writing we did on our 4th step to identify the effects of our actions had on the people in our lives. When we recognize harm done to some of those people, we become willing to take responsibility for actions by making amends to them. The variety of people we encounter in our day and the quality of our relations with them determines to a great extent the quality of our very lives. Love, humor, excitement, caring. The things that make life worth living derive much of their meaning from being shared with others. Understanding this, we want to discover the true nature of our relationships with other people and mend whatever breaks we may find in those relationships. We want to work the 8th step. Just for today, I want to fully enjoy the companionship of my fellows. I will examine my relationships with people in my life. Where I find I've harmed others, I will seek the willingness to make amends. So since I have time under my belt and I'm reworking the steps with my sponsor starting this Saturday, so tomorrow, I've actually made amends to the people from my 4th and 5th step, and then my 8th and 9th. So that's not as big of an issue for me personally, but what is a big issue for me is making amends with myself. Even with all this time, I still have episodes where I do not love myself, and there's a lot of negative self-talk and self-flagellation and just not treating myself right. Like, the things that I say in my head about myself, I would never say to my loved ones. And fortunately, like, I would say like 95% of my amends went well. And people were just happy for me a few years ago that, like, I was in a better place, but I'm not going to pretend like all of them went well. I mean, I definitely got told off for a few of them and completely cut off. Like, I don't have a relationship with some people, which happens. But yeah, it is a valuable one. I mean, it is important, even every day. Like, you know, I guess that part resonates with me. Like, at the end of the day, just taking a daily inventory of how I could have potentially been a better person or handled the situation in a better way, that's always important. Not just writing a gratitude list, but also doing a daily inventory and trying to assess, you know, where things went well and where things could have gone better. Like I always say, I want to be the best version of me today that's a better version of me yesterday, while setting myself up today to be a better version of myself tomorrow. And if I continue to do that, then it goes back to that whole idea of progress, not perfection. And as I continue to gain time, ideally I continue to become a better friend to my friends, to my family, and to the members of the fellowship. So please subscribe and like our videos, but more importantly, like I always say, leave comments in the comment section. As a newcomer, you're probably going through a lot of the same things that I remember going through with post-acute withdrawal, my skin crawling, cravings, wanting to escape, use, depression, sleeping, being in a funk, negative self-talk, all sorts of things. And for the individuals with time underneath their belts or old timers, that helps us as a reminder that's not where we ever want to get back to, but more importantly, we can potentially give advice on what worked for us, what worked for me, and you can take it or leave it, but at least you'll have the opportunity to kind of listen to various aspects because everybody's going to have their own journey and their own road to recovery. And what the whole point of the accountability group is to build a community where people feel safe and they will have accountability partners and be able to interact with those individuals in a safe environment, so that way they can stay clean and try and live their best life possible. So while we'd love to save or at least prevent or intervene and provide care for those most in need, which is why I appreciate everyone who's contributed to the GoFundMe account. Your continued donations are really appreciated because it gives us the opportunity to put people in 30-day rehab programs that they wouldn't be able to normally get into sober living houses, into IOPs, PHPs, things of that nature, therapy, that their insurance just doesn't cover because healthcare in this country is pretty miserable. So your continued donations are greatly appreciated. So thank you for donating to our GoFundMe. That being said, like our videos, subscribe, but more importantly, comment in the comment section so we can try and help you out as best as possible. Again, I'm Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and I'm an addict, and I wish you a great day, and as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay sober.